Hey, we're going to talk about atoms today. There's three parts, three subatomic particles of atoms: protons, neutrons, electrons. Protons and the neutrons are in the center of the atom, called the nucleus. Meanwhile, the electrons are floating around in the electron cloud on the outside of the atom. The basic anatomy of an atom. What's the difference between atoms and elements? Well, elements are just atoms. The difference between those atoms, though, is the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons. For example, here's hydrogen, helium, and beryllium. They are all elements, but they all have different numbers of subatomic particles. For example, hydrogen has one proton and one electron. Helium has two protons, two electrons, and two neutrons. And beryllium is another element, has four protons, four neutrons, and four electrons. That's the difference between elements and atoms. The atoms have different numbers of subatomic particles. Some more stuff about atoms. Well, atoms are everything is made of atoms. And the different parts of atoms are called subatomic particles. They're even smaller than atoms. Protons and electrons have opposite charges. Protons have a positive charge, and electrons have a negative charge. Protons and neutrons make the nucleus, and the electrons that float outside in the electron cloud around the nucleus, they move around the speed of light, apparently, in theory. Electrons orbit at different energy levels depending on how many electrons one of the atoms has. These different energy levels are called shells. Let me see if there's anything else. That's about it. Tomorrow I'll start talking about the periodic table and how the atoms of the elements in the periodic table are arranged. Man, I'm hungry.